everyone! Welcome back to C1 Novel and Vocab Week 2 for difficult phrases. This is our novel video, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you. So let's get started. If you already heard this, skip. But if you're new, please listen. Or if you want to, if you watched last week and you want to hear again, stay. What are we doing in this video? We'll be going over the difficult phrases from our novel, which is Dragons in a Bag. And this is for cultural fluency. By becoming familiarized with different slang and colloquialisms, meaning what people say, students will be able to relate to the novel and incorporate, which means to use, these phrases to convey and show their ideas more precisely. So please, try to use some of these phrases when you actually speak with your friends. So again, we'll be going into Dragons in a Bag, chapters 4 through 6, and this is for week 2. So, if you don't have your book, please go, and come back. Everyone else, please turn to page 27. 27, are you there? If not, pause, and then play again. If you are there, let's go. Page 27, I'm going to start from Ma sighs. Ma sighs with exasperation. Listen, boy, I never read none of those books. In fact, most of them ain't even mine. I just keep them on that big old shelf because it's easier than tearing it down and putting up wallpaper. I frown. That's not true. Ma stops filling up her purse and looks at me hard. Quote, boy, you wouldn't know the truth if it came up and bit you on the behind. Came up and bit you on the behind? What does that mean? Like this person coming up and biting you? In this quote, Ma is saying that AJ wouldn't recognize the truth even if it was obvious or directly confronted them. The expression, if it came up and bit you on your behind, meaning your butt, it means that even if something very clear or undeniable happened, the person still wouldn't understand and they wouldn't know. Meaning they're kind of oblivious to it. The phrase, I bit you on the behind is a metaphorical way. So not literally, nothing's coming up and actually biting you. It's a metaphorical way of emphasizing the idea that even if the truth was very obvious, this person wouldn't recognize it and they wouldn't understand. Overall, you can use this quote when you want to emphasize that someone is not recognizing something or accepting the truth, even when it's obvious. However, it's essential to use it in appropriate situations while respecting each other. Okay? So, say that a person was like, they didn't know when the test was. They're like, when's the test? Is it today or is it tomorrow? But on the board at school, it says test day today. And then you would be like, you wouldn't know if it's test day if it came up and it bit you on the behind. Just a sarcastic and fun way to say. Next, let's go to page 29. 29. I'm there. Are you there? I want to start straight from the top. It says, I decided it's time to stop beating around the bush. I stuck up my courage and asked, what did you put inside that tin? Stop beating around the bush? This person beating around the bush, but around the bush and not the bush? What does this mean? This is an idiom, beating around the bush. And it means to avoid the main topic or the issue. Instead of addressing something that very directly, they're trying to talk about something else. When someone says they're going to stop beating around the bush, it means that they're going to stop avoiding the point and address the main issue and topic straightforwardly. So here, AJ was like, it's time to stop beating around the bush. I'm just going to ask, what did you put in that tin? Why did you take all those mints out? Here, this origin is usually from the history of hunting, beating around the bush. In medieval times, long time ago, hunters would beat bushes to make the birds come out or other animals. However, sometimes the hunters would hesitate and not strike it directly, fearing that there would be a dangerous animal inside the bush instead. So instead of hitting the actual bush to make the birds or animals come out, they would hit around it just in case that something like a small one, which one was scared, would come out, beating around the bush. So really they wanted to, beat the bush to make the animals come out, but really they're beating around it because they're a bit scared. Just like how we're using it now. Stop beating around the bush. If I'm beating around the bush, I'm not talking about it directly. So since then, we've been using it a lot in literature, which is writing, books, and writing. So imagine you're in a meeting discussing a project, and everyone doesn't want to talk about it because they don't want to do it. So someone finally says, all right, it's time to stop beating around the bush. Let's talk about the project and do it. We need to get started. So say that, or you want to ask your mom to buy you a new, cool thing from the market. And you're like, Mom, I got a good vocabulary test score last week. Mom, did you notice I cleaned my room today? And then your mom would maybe like, hey, stop beating around the bush. Tell me, what do you want? And you'd be like, Mom, I've been very good. Please buy this for me. To beat around the bush. Try using it. Now we're going to go to the bottom of page 29. And we'll start with the last paragraph. It says, boy, you better go on and read that book before I lose my temper. Think you can come in here and mix yourself up in grown folks' business? No, sirree. You're hard-headed, just like your mama. She didn't listen to me when she had the chance, and now where is she? In court, begging some judge to keep a roof over your hard heads. Hard head? No, sirree. So here, no, sirree is just a colloquial expression, meaning you just say it. You don't really write it like this. The correct way would be just no, sir. But colloquially, we're trying to say no, sirree, trying to emphasize no way, absolutely not. It's a casual and informal way of strongly rejecting someone. But what is hard-headed? Hard-headed does not just mean that your head is hard. Here, hard-headed is an idiom to describe someone who is very stubborn, obstinate, or unwilling to change their minds. It suggests that the person is determined and resistant to the persuasion of others. So, no sirree, this picture, and hard-headed does not mean your head is actually hard. It just means that you're not easily persuaded. So here, no sirree is kind of like just a fun way of saying it instead of just saying no sir, no sirree. It came from like informal speech and it's kind of like slang. Hard-headed, actually though, originated from the idea of having a head that is physically hard. So it did start from having a hard head. It implies that the person's mind is very rigid, which means not bending, and inflexible. It's been in use for a long time and a common way to describe someone who is stubborn. So you can be like, say that it's your time to go to bed, right? And you ask mom, can I stay up for one more hour? And then your mom says, no sirree, as just a fun way. And then you'd be like, no, I want to stay up. I don't want to go to sleep. I want to watch more TV. And then your parents might say, you're hard-headed. Once you make up your mind, it's hard to change your mind. Hard-headed. Page 30. My book was upside down. Next page. Let's start at the second indent, and I'll read for us. Everyone follow along. I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about, boy. I know your mama a whole lot better than you do. I bet you never expected to wind up here with an old lady like me. But I always knew Alicia would be back someday. She keeps on trying to outrun trouble. But life don't work that way. Trouble will come for you no matter where you try to hide. Best thing is to be ready for it. And you ain't ready. Here, outrun trouble. Outrun trouble is a figurative expression, and it means to try to avoid or escape from problems or difficulties. It's like trying to run faster than the trouble that tries to come and catch you. However, in reality, this often isn't possible because trouble has a way of catching up to us eventually, meaning trouble will catch you. Trouble will come for you here is a phrase that regardless, no matter how much hard work you put into it to avoid the trouble, it's gonna come and find you. It's just saying that there will be challenges, and that's basically a natural part of life. It's okay. But you have to be ready for it. So imagine a student, not you for sure, because you're studying right now. Imagine a student who hasn't been studying for their tests. Their friends warned them, you can't outrun trouble by avoiding studying. Trouble will come for you eventually, and you'll have to face the consequences of not being prepared. So don't try to outrun trouble. Don't try to avoid it. You just got to do it, because trouble will come for you. It will come no matter what. Page 30. On the same page, we have at the bottom, pity party. Let's look at the third indent up from the bottom. And it starts with Ma tips. Everyone there? Ma tips her head back and laughs so hard her halo of hair shakes. You ain't got a home, remember? That's why your mama left you here with me. Now go sit your butt down on that sofa and read your darn book. Or throw yourself a pity party. I don't care. Just stop pestering me. Ma's so harsh here. Right? Pity party. What is a pity party? A pity party is an idiom. It's used to describe a situation where someone is feeling sorry for themselves or seeking sympathy from others. It's like having a party where the main focus is feeling sorry for yourself. So it's just like, I'm so, but that's by yourself, a pity party. When someone says, throw yourself a pity party, they're suggesting that a person is dwelling on their problems too long. You just go and have a pity party, like this picture. I made this. Or I copied some pictures together. So the origin of this phrase, pity party, is not really precisely known, but it likely emerged the idea from like a social gathering or event where people express sympathy or comfort to someone who is feeling sad or down. Over time, the term evolved and changed into an idiom used to describe someone who is overly focused on their own problems. So a pity party is kind of used in more of like a dismissive and sarcastic way to suggest that someone is feeling a bit too sad for themselves. So here, for example, imagine a friend keeps complaining about some little problems. And he's like, I'm so sad. Why does this always happen to me? And then another friend might say, oh, here we go again with the pity party. Can we focus on something positive for a change? So stop being sad. Stop having a pity party and just focus on the good things in life. Pity party. There is no yellow here because I wanted to focus on this whole sentence. Page 36. So there isn't really an idiom here, but I liked the imagery that this sentence gives you. Page 36 at the very bottom, it says, a fly nearly zooms into my open mouth, so I close it and hurry to catch up with Ma. What does this mean? Why is his mouth open? Because Ma just told him something. And he's like, huh? And then his mouth is open, huh? And like this picture, a fly is about to fly in. Ah! Gross. So he closed it. It's just saying that he was so shocked he was opening his mouth. And then the fly almost went in. That's all. I just liked it. Page 47. Oh. This is when we have Ambrose come into the picture. If you don't know who Ambrose is and you don't remember, then you must reread. Let's go into their conversation, starting with any trouble after the two big paragraphs. Any trouble with the transporter? You traveling today? Ma shucks. Might be. Thought you left the game a long time ago, Ma. You ain't no spring chicken, you know. Spring chicken. A spring chicken. What does that mean? A spring chicken is an idiom used to refer to someone who is young or youthful, often in comparison to someone who is older. So it originates from the idea of a young chicken that is born in the spring, which is considered a time of renewal, the time of youthfulness. When someone says a spring chicken, they're referring to someone who is relatively young. It comes from the literal sense of when a chicken is born, or chick is born in the spring. So spring chicken is commonly used in informal speech and writing, and it's often used in a lighthearted and playful manner. Just meaning saying, you're not young anymore. He's just saying it in a fun way, you ain't no spring chicken. So, let's move on. Spring chicken, meaning very young. Page 52. For page 52, it's not an idiom or anything, but I just wanted to give you some context because this has a little bit of cultural differences. Let's go to the top second indent where it says, go where? Go where? I ask as my stomach does a quick flip. From this world to another. Shouldn't take too long. You ever been to Coney Island, Jax? I nod and Ma says, it's sort of like riding the cyclone. Bumpy, but fast. Coney Island is a place where they have rides and roller coasters and cotton candy and a little amusement park there, Coney Island. So it's a place. So here, and it's near New York, so that's why, remember, our setting is in Brooklyn. So Ma is asking, have you been to Coney Island before? Have you been to the amusement park? And then AG says, he nods. And then she says, what they're about to do is kind of like the cyclone, meaning this roller coaster name, bumpy and fast. So meaning he's about to go in for a roller coaster of a ride right now with Grandma or Ma. Page 53. At the very top, it says, the rain starts to fall more steadily and people rush out of the park, paying us no mind. Paying us no mind. Like paying money? No, not paying money, not for sure. That's definitely not it. Paying us no mind is an idiom that means ignoring or not paying attention to someone or something. In this context, it means that the people are rushing out of the park and they don't care about AJ, Ma, or Ambrose. And also, why are they leaving? Because it's raining, isn't it? I believe so. It's starting to rain at least, right? Paying us no mind. The phrase paying us no mind is likely originated from the idea of minding someone or something, which means to pay attention to. Paying us no mind is often used in casual conversations to writing to describe situations where people are not acknowledging them. So paying us no mind is definitely a common colloquial expression, what we say. But we don't really write this in like an essay, okay? So make sure you don't write it in your essay. It's more of just a colloquial expression that we just say, informally. You could also change the sentence up top to make it grammatically more correct and flow better. You can say, the rain starts to fall more steadily, and people rush out of the park without paying any attention to us. So that's another way we can say it. Paying us no mind, not paying attention. Rushing out. Page 54. Oh no, it's already the last quote. Page 54. The next page. At the top. It says, you don't have to come, Ma tells me. No hard feelings, really. But you have to make up your mind fast, Jax, because I gotta go. No hard feelings. No hard feelings? How can my feelings be hard? No hard feelings is a phrase used to express that there are no negative emotions or resentment towards someone for their actions or their decisions. So basically, Ma is saying, AJ, you don't have to come. It's okay. I won't get mad. No hard feelings. The phrase no hard feelings comes from like softening any potential negative emotions that may arise from the situation. It's a way of acknowledging differences and disagreements while emphasizing that there are no lasting negative feelings. So we usually use this in informal speech also, and say that, like in this phrase, it's an invitation for AJ to follow Ma, right? But we're declining. So just in case if AJ says no, it says no hard feelings. It's okay. No hard feelings. I don't really care. It's okay. No hard feelings. So say that you're walking to school and then a student accidentally hits you. And then the friend says, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. And you say, no hard feelings. It's okay. It's kind of saying, it's okay. No hard feelings. Try saying that phrase while you're at school or at MI. Okay? Wonderful! We just finished all of the phrases that I chose from Dragons in a Bag, chapters 4 through 6, and now I would like you to do this. 1. Review the phrases again. So maybe look through the video one more time. Read those phrases out loud. I mean it. Please repeat. And reread the novel where the phrases came from. Meaning go back to the page numbers that I gave you, and I only read you a little small snippet. Try reading the whole page and see if it helps you understand really what's going on now. And also, make sure to complete the novel homework. Thank you so much again for coming, everyone. I'm so glad you guys watched these videos. I like explaining it to you guys. And if you see me at MI, please come and say hi and say, I love your video. And I'll be like, yay, good job. And we can high five each other. Okay? Thank you for watching until the end. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!